Welcome to the 10 best things to do on Maui for couples. So my husband and I went for our first wedding anniversary and spent the whole week doing anything and everything we could find to do. We absolutely hate vacations where it's like, let's just sit around the resort, or everyone, sits and like, oh, let's do this, let's do that, and no one ever makes a decision to actually go do something. So we do a lot on our trips. 99% of all of this could actually apply to even just a family traveling. It's not necessarily specifically for couples. It's just kind of made with couples in mind. First thing, whale watching. That's big on Maui. I had been whale watching 2 other times before that in California and did not see any whales. It was actually it was the year prior. I had gone in January and in February. Oceanside and Newport Beach. Didn't see any whales, saw tons of dolphins. So went out to Maui. It happened to be peak whale watching season. We saw tons of whales on that one. I love the Pac Whale Eco Adventures whale watching tour. We did the deluxe one, which also included lunch and drinks, which was nice. But that tour does go out of a harbor that does have like a handful of like restaurants in the area if you want to eat like right before or right after. And then this video here just has some photo and video montage things from our whale watching tour. The second best thing to do is the cacao farm tour and chocolate tasting from Maui Kuia Estate. They have the largest chocolate factory in all of Hawaii. What they do is they take you on a small group guided tour, like they take a Sprinter van out to the farm and they show you around the cacao farm and how they harvest it to make it into chocolate. And then you go up into a tree house and you get to taste 9 different pieces of chocolate that they have made from their farm. And you get to see, overlooking all of Maui. This photo that we use on like all of our branding is from that. So this video here is, again, photo and video montage of all the different things that we did on that tour. Next most popular thing to do is the road to Hana, except I specifically recommend the full loop drive as long as weather permits, roads aren't washed out, things like that. Don't do it if it's going to be dangerous, because that once you get to Hana and go towards the backside, a little less maintained, and if there's like storms and stuff, it can get washed out, but you'll be able to tell when you go if they're recommending doing that or not. But this is how you can see some of the best highlights of Maui all in one day. So they have black sand beaches, red sand beaches, waterfalls, lava caves, lots of homemade banana nut bread and smoothies and things like that. It's a really fun day trip, but it is literally the whole day. So like we started at like 7 a.m. because you want to start a little bit ahead of the crowds because it will become very crowded. It's one of the most popular things to do. And the roads are very narrow. Lots of tours go here too. So you have the big like tour vans. We didn't get back to our resort until 8 p.m. that night. So that's that long of a day. And what we used is that should say Shaka Guide. I'll go in and change that. A self-guided audio driving tour. So it basically works like your GPS and it will navigate you to where you need to go, but talk to you at the same time about everything that you're seeing, the history, culture, things like that. It'll tell you all the different places to get out and stop at, how long it might take, and things like that. So this video here has, again, photos and videos from that whole day. Next is Haleakala National Park. We are planning to visit as many national parks as possible. We've done over 25 at this point. It's known for its sunrise tour, which we had booked as well for our trip, but it was February, so it got canceled because of snow. So instead, we got another self-guided audio driving tour download, and we did the sunset tour. They do a sunrise tour and a sunset tour. One is like, if you're doing the sunrise tour, it takes you up to the top, you watch the sunrise, and then you do all the things as you come down now that the sun is out. But if you do the sunset tour, on the way up, you stop and do all the things, watch the sunset and come back down. It's all the same like stops and same things that you just kind of do the tour in reverse order. But that was really fun and a big highlight for the trip. This video here has everything from that experience. And then another self-guided driving tour. We really like doing things on our own, at our own pace, on our own time, and just kind of exploring. And what's nice with these is you can, pause it and go off-road and, take little detours and do other things along the way, and it'll bring you back. But there's another one called the West Maui Coastline Drive. It's the same concept as Road to Hana, except it's the opposite side of the island, so you're seeing everything else, and it's a big loop drive, so you can start and stop it anywhere. But they have a state park over there and a blowhole where the water crashes up and spouts out. It looks like it's spouting up out of the ground. They have petroglyphs over there. Lots of little bays and alcoves for like snorkeling and things like that. So this video has everything from that experience. Another great thing to do, this is a little bit more couples focused, but again, anyone can do this, is a sunset dinner cruise. I think this is really nice to do on like the last night of your trip to just kind of like cap off your trip. So I've rounded up the top ones, and this video here, this has everything that we did that day. So the second half of it is going to be everything from our sunset dinner cruise. But if you don't do whale watching, you could potentially see whales out on your sunset dinner cruise. So you could like kill two birds with one stone there and save a little bit of money. I also recommend going to a luau when you go to Maui. If you've never done one before, this is definitely the place to do it. If you have been before, I do have a list of the top ones, and there's a few of them that are a little different. Like there's a sunset dinner cruise that's actually a luau cruise. So you could like kill three birds with one stone. Luau, dinner cruise, whale watching, all in one go. And then they also have, like, we did a smaller private one rather than like a big production one. So it's worth checking out some of the different options that they have, because they're not all like, you know, cookie cutter copy and paste kind of thing. So this video here has everything from our luau. And then I do have a guide with some inspiration on what to wear to a luau, so you can dress up and have fun and things like that. Taking a day to just explore Front Street of Lahaina is really great. This is where a lot of the restaurants on our top restaurants list are. They have all the gift shops here. This is where I got my dress, and then I got a little flower hair clip that I wore for the luau. I actually wore the flower hair clip most of the trip, but I got that kind of stuff once I got there because I knew they would have so much of it there, and I would rather have gotten one directly from Maui than like going to Walmart before my trip, you know. Some of our favorite restaurants that are in the area: Paia Fish Market, they have a seafood pasta, and their calamari looks like mozzarella sticks, and those are very good. Down the Hatch has an insane lobster and crab grilled cheese sandwich, and then Star Noodle has really good like ramen bowls, garlic noodles, and tempura shrimp. You can get the pineapple Dole Whip at some of the shops here too. And then Lahaina Harbor is here, so some of the whale watching and dinner cruises will leave from this area as well. This is the huge banyan tree in the center of town that just sprawls all over the place. Next is mini golf. There is one mini golf course in all of Maui, and it is at Maui Golf and Sports Park. It's at the same harbor where the whale watching tours and sunset dinner cruises go out of in Ma'alea, which is different than the Lahaina one. It's a very cute course. They have a little volcano. They have really nice like flowers and trees and plants, and it just is really well done. And they also have like bumper boats and a rock wall and an arcade and other things like that. But we really particularly enjoy mini golf. We did this at the very end of our trip before going back to the airport. Just kind of past time. We had booked like the very latest flight out that night. It was at like 11 o'clock at night. So we had a full day to spend. And then last, you have to go to the beach when you go to an island. Like, why are you going to an island if you don't like the beach? Napili Bay was our favorite one that we went to. Here is a picture of it. It's not super far from Kaanapali. I really liked Kapalua as well, and some of the places, the little bays on the West Maui coastline driving tour, those would be really nice for a beach day as well. What's funny is we had actually signed up to do a volunteer project with the Pacific Whale Foundation, which did the whale watching cruise that we did, and they gave us this little sack to fill up with trash that we found around, and then you bring it back and you know, get a little prize. There was nothing here. Like, this entire beach was absolutely pristine. Even from the street parking going all the way in, we found absolutely nothing. So I recommend that one, but definitely planning, you know, a few hours to just lay out at the beach, enjoy the sun, do some snorkeling. It looks like people are fishing here too. But yeah, so those are kind of like the top 10 activities to go out and do around the island. There are a few smaller things that I want to add. There is the Maui Winery, which we weren't able to do because when we finished the Haleakala drive and the Road to Hana drive, it was just too late. We would have just needed another day to fit that in. And then there's also a lavender farm that you can visit, and like a goat dairy with a petting zoo. One more day. So if we had done 7 days instead of 6, that one more day would have been enough to do some of those little things to fit in there as well. I do have a roundup of all the best restaurants. Like I mentioned before, this is that lobster and crab grilled cheese sandwich. We actually just shared this after our Road to Hana drive, and like that with the fries was enough for dinner. Where to stay? We love Kanapali Beach Club. It is a timeshare resort through Hilton Vacation Club, but you don't actually have to be a like timeshare member to stay here. You can just book it like you would any other hotel or resort. But what we like about it is that you're getting like a 1-bedroom apartment basically for the same price as like a standard hotel room. So why not have the full kitchen, separate living space, jacuzzi tub, ocean view balcony looking out over everything, like for the same price? Why not? Especially if you're going to be there a week. Last thing I have is I do have the full 6-day 5-night itinerary where we did all of these things that were mentioned, and it shows how you can fit it into an itinerary. And then I do have a free guide for free things to do on Maui. If you just put in your email address, it'll send you a PDF download. This way you can either save money in some areas so you can splurge on others, or just save money altogether just to make the trip overall more affordable. But those are the top things to do on Maui.